Hey, this is Rick Kasalj, injury specialist from exercisesforinjuries.com. In today's video, what I want to go through are 5 hip stretches to help improve your squat. Now, Andrea is going to go through the first one, and I'll explain the details of it, and then we'll show you the other 4. There we go. So the first one is deep squat hold with dumbbells. And how this works is you start off in standing, you're going to squat down as far as you can in that deep squat position. Ideally, you want the hips to pass the knees, and you have the dumbbells out in front to help stretch out the bottom position of the squat and to stretch out your hips. Perfect. Now looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 2, time would be 20 seconds, and the intensity is light. We're looking at stretching the hip in the bottom position of the squat. Now moving on to the second exercise. And this is the goalie stretch. And how this one works is, so you're starting off in standing, then you're going to move into a wide stance, and then you're going to shift to one side and really stretch out the inner thigh down all the way to just above the knee. And you're just going to move from one side to the other side. Now looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 2, time would be 20 seconds, intensity would be light, and the purpose of this exercise is to stretch out the inner thigh area when it relates to the hip. Now moving on to the third exercise, the hip stretch to help with your squat. It's the pigeon pose, and that's kind of the end position of the pigeon pose. And so how it would work, looking at it from the front, is you're on the floor, you're going to have one leg out front, rotate it in, and then the other leg behind. Perfect. Now looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 2, time would be 20 seconds, intensity would be light, and the purpose of this exercise is to work on the rotators of the hip. A lot of times they are tight and they affect your squat and your squat depth. Now moving on to the fourth exercise, and it's standing hip openers. And how this one works is you're in a standing position, you can place your hand up against the wall for stability in order to remove balance so we can focus on doing the exercise correctly. And what you're going to do is bring one knee up, bring that knee out to the side, bring it back to the middle and back down. And then you'd switch sides. Now, looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 5 on each side, alternating back and forth. Time would be smooth, controlled movement with a quick stop at the end position. And the intensity for this one would be light. It's a dynamic stretch, and we're looking at targeting the rotators of the hip and the inner thigh of the hip area. Okay, now moving on to the 5th and last one. Good. So it's toy soldier. So how this one's working is you're in a standing position, you're going to bring that leg out, up to about like hip height, and you have the hand out in front as kind of a guide. And so you're trying to, straighten out that arm and bring that foot up to that hand. And then you bring it back down, and then you're going to go to the other side. Good. And once again, you can utilize the wall to kind of remove balance. So you're just focusing on the exercise and you're focusing on stretching out the hip. Now, when it relates to sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 5 on each side, alternating back and forth. Time would be smooth, controlled movement with a quick stop at the end position. The intensity for this is light. And the purpose of this is a dynamic stretch, and what we're doing is stretching out the glutes and the hamstring area around the hip. Okay, so there you go. Give those 5 exercises a go if you have any issues with the squat. Doing those exercises will help when it relates to the performance of your squat. Now, if you're suffering from hip pain and want some of my best tips and tricks when it relates to overcoming hip pain, what I recommend you do is click right here. I have a brand new free report called 5 Tips and Tricks That Fight Hip Pain and Tightness. Just click right here, let me know where to send the report, and I'll send you that report right away. Now, if you're watching this on a mobile device, tablet, smartphone, head down below in the description and click the first link, which will be exercisesforinjuries.com/hips. Let me know where to send you that report, and I'll send you that report right away. If you got benefit from this video, make sure to like this video. If you have any questions or comments for me, leave them down below in the comments section. And lastly, hit subscribe to get future pain relieving videos.